Hello everyone and welcome to ITLS Academy Empower the Youth. So today in this lecture we will going to understand what is design of utilities and services in pharmaceutical industries. Means in pharmaceutical industries what is all the plant layout is, what kind of design, what kind of services are there in pharmaceutical industries. So we will going to discuss in this particular lecture. So let's see the introduction part and let us understand what is actually utility services actually means. So see, all the utilities that could affect the product quality should be qualified and appropriately monitored, and action should be taken when the utility limits are exceeds. So basically what do you understand by this utility services? So see, in any pharmaceutical industries, or not only in pharmaceutical industries, in any of the industries, one thing is very important, and that is the design of the plant layout system. Means how the design of the plant layout system look likes. Okay, so okay, so yes. So this utilities, they are basically a basic requirement, or you can say utilities are required for the production processes, equipments and the product. So in case of the equipment, okay, so what does equipment do? So the equipment, they help to achieve the desired functionality or a part of it. So utilities, what they actually does, so it enables the pharma processes and helps to undergo the chemical reaction, and as soon as they are doing undergoing the chemical reaction, what is basically they are doing, they are achieving the desired product stage. So this is actually what is utility service is known as. Okay, so utility services include heating, ventilation, air conditioning. The second services they include is plumbing. Third is the drainage system, gas system, sanitization, water for pharmaceutical use, and pesticide, etc. So as you can see, all these services that utility includes are there in any pharmaceutical plant. So basically not only in pharmaceutical industries, any industries, whether it's a food industry, whether it's a cosmetic industry, whether it is any industries, all utilities are required. Means all this heating, ventilations and air conditioning, even the drainage system play a very important role, since we all are aware that water is the basic thing that is required for any production. So whenever you are producing any food item, or whether you are producing any the this I what you call the medicine item, everything or every production needs water. So how which type of water should be there, means how to sanitize the water, how to treat the water, how what are the different types of water treatment plants are there. So they all comes under the utility services that is there in pharmaceutical industries. So the first is the HAVCA. So already we have discussed, that is H for heating, V for ventilation, and A for air, and C for conditioning. Okay, so plumbering, what do you understand by plumbering? Or before plumbering, let us understand what is actually HVAC. So HVAC, it is a system, it is a combination within the internal architecture, and it provides the controlling setting for the development of pharmaceutical operation. Okay, so this is basically the HVAC is all about. So it check whether how the what is the ventilation system of the pharmaceutical industries, how the air conditioning is actually working, what is the how the ventilation play a very important role, right? क्योंकि किसी भी एक प्लांट सिस्टम में हीटिंग, ventilation, air conditioning is very important, because why ventilation? Because ventilation is playing a very major role कि the plant should be ventilated enough, so that जितना भी chemical air है, जितनी भी treated air है, it could go out of the plant. Similar cases with the heating system also, similar cases with the air conditioning also. So this part deals with the heating, ventilation and air conditioning. Now comes the plumbing. Plumbing means potable water shall be supplied under the continuous positive pressure in a plumbing system free of defect that could contribute contamination to any drug product. So, see, as already told you that water is playing a very important role, so it is a duty of the production unit or the production plant employer, so to check how the water is treated, means the water should be free from any source of microbial contaminant. So, see, if the contaminated water is used in the production of drug, so ultimately your desired product will be deteriorated. Why? Because of the presence of microorganisms. So it is very important, and that water that is being used should be treated, should be free from any type of pesticide, should be free from any source of microbial contaminant and microorganism. So the treated water should be used so as to provide a desired drug product. Similar case is in there, the pipes and fitting must be must be of the quality good enough to withstand the pressure and heat condition. So the pipes that are there in the production unit, so the pipe and the fitting should be of good quality so that the internal rust could not take place. ओके, सो द पाइप शुड विदस्टैंड, मतलब वो उतना प्रेशर या उतनी हीटिंग कंडीशन बेयर कर सकें, विदस्टैंड कर सकें जितनी उसको सप्लाई की जाती है. सो द फिटिंग पाइप्स शुड बी ऑफ हाई क्वालिटी और शुड बी ऑफ गुड क्वालिटी सो दैट दे कैन withstand the pressure as well as the heating conditions. So in the image, as you can see, this is how the plumbing in the industry is done, and this is how the pipe system look likes. Okay, so you can refer to this image. Now moving to the capability of the material of construction with the characteristics of the wastewater must be considered during the design of the facilities. For example, copper plumbing should not be used in drain line for acidic wastewater. So whenever the plumbing is done, जब भी प्लम्बिंग हो रही है किसी भी इंडस्ट्रीज में, सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू चेक विच टाइप ऑफ construction material is being used. Okay, so if the copper plumbing should avoid whenever you are draining the acid wastewater. So whenever जहाँ पर आप acid wastewater you are using in the drain line, so it is very much important not to use the copper plumbing. Okay, so this is the type of the color code that is used. So gray color pipeline shows the raw water, means the water is raw, water is not treated. So in this water there are chances of microbial contaminant, as you can see in this image. Okay, so as the first one says the sorry so the first one says the gray one. So gray color, what it is indicating? It is indicating the raw water. Raw water is that type kind of water that is not treated, that is full of microorganisms. So this the gray color shows that yes, this water is raw water. Then the orange water. So the orange water or not orange water, the orange color of the pipeline shows that yes, this water is the distilled water, means this is the distilled water. Then the green water shows the cooling water. So the green color shows that yes, this pipeline is supplying the cooling water. The white color shows that this is supplying the air. So these color code is very important for the understanding of the employee that is there in manufacturing of or production of the particular drug. So it is very important for them to understand the color code. So because of the color code, they can use whatever type of water they want to use. Okay, so this is very important. Sometimes in interviews, sometimes in examination, they can ask you about this table or with a color code. So you must be aware of the type of color code and the material they are having. Okay, now comes the drainage system. So drainage system is the third type of utilities service. Basically the drainage system, they remove the effluent from the spaces, system or processes. They are actually adequate size, easy to clean. For the biological waste, it should be treated with a proper manner before disposal to do not harm the environment. Dissolved oxygen content in the waste to be disposed in the lake or river must be within the limit. So as you have ever visited any industry, so you have seen their drainage system. Every industries have their proper drainage system where the waste material are being disposed of. So the drainage system is the one of the most important part or system of any pharmaceutical industries. Why? Because they remove the effluent from the system, from the spaces and from the processes. So the drainage system should be of the adequate size, means it should have a enough size so that they can remove all kind of drainage, or you can say they it can remove the a good amount of effluent. Then the drainage system should be made or constructed in a way that it can be easily cleaned. Okay, whenever you are disposing any biological waste, so the firstly the waste should be treated in a proper manner before you are disposing it off. Why? Because if the waste is not treated properly, they will harm the environment. So it is very much important that whenever the biological waste is being drained out, it should be drained out in a proper manner. Now the dissolved oxygen, so whenever there is a dissolved oxygen content in the waste to be disposed in the lake or river, it should be within a limit. So there are appropriate limit. Okay, so according to that appropriate limit, dissolved oxygen is being disposed of in the lake or river. As the limit exceeded from the limit, those kind of waste is not disposed of. So the next operations take place in dissolving that kind of dissolved oxygen. But yes, oxygen should be disposed of in the lakes or river within a particular limit. Okay, now moving to the sanitary waste system. So now comes the third type, that is sanitary waste system. How to dispose of the sanitary waste system? So there is a separate sanitary waste drainage and vent system is there in any pharmaceutical plant, and basically their work is to provide to convey the waste from the toilet, lavatories or non-processed services, sink and floor drain. So these are the waste that is not related to the production waste. Okay, so these waste include the toilet waste, lavatories waste. Okay, and they are disposed of, and they have a separate sanitary waste drainage, and according to from that the sanitary waste is disposed of. Then comes the laboratory waste system. Now this one is very important, how the laboratory waste is disposed of. So for the laboratory waste drainage, so again there is a separate laboratory waste drainage system is there, and vent is there. And in this type of drainage system, all the types of acid, all the types of caustics that are used in the laboratory processes, okay, so they are disposed of, they are drained off. And the process must be firstly the sample and potentially they are neutralized before disposal. So as already told you, whenever you are disposing any type of the acid or any types of the caustic soda or any types of dissolved oxygen, everything should be treated first, should be neutralized first, and then they are disposed into the lakes and rivers, so as to avoid the water pollution. Okay, since if the acid is directly acid waste is directly disposed into the rivers and lake, they will contaminate the water, and the yes the water bodies that is inside the rivers and the lakes, they can also be contaminated, they will also be contaminated. So it is very much important that acid and caustic waste that is used in the laboratory processes, they must be treated. Now comes the hazardous material waste and retention. So, provided in the cases where hazardous materials such as solvent, toxin, radioactive, concentrations, etc., they are disposed of through this hazardous waste drainage system, and to maintain the isolation of hazardous material for the other drainage system, it is very important to firstly treated that hazardous waste and then to be disposed of properly. Now comes the process waste system. So the next type of waste system is the process. So these are type in this type of waste, it is those waste that is produced when the particular drug is manufactured. So whenever there is a production of a particular waste, whenever there is a production of a particular drug, so the drug so the waste that is coming out, that is जो प्रोसेस के टाइम पे या मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के टाइम पे जो वेस्ट बाहर निकलता है, उसको हम प्रोसेस वेस्ट सिस्टम के थ्रू डिस्पोज कर देते हैं. बट again there is a thing that before disposal of these process waste, the waste should be treated firstly. The reason already told you, because they will harm, they will pollute the water, so it is very important to firstly treat them and then dispose them off. Then comes the storm drainage system. So a separate storm drainage system is provided to drain the rainwater from all the roof and area drains. So there what is storm drain system? So there is a separate storm drainage system, and this system basically it provided the rain water from all the roofs and the area of the drain. Okay, so this is how the drainage system actually make a very it helps in disposing of the waste. Okay, now let us understand what is a gas system. So we have already covered the drainage system. So the gas system, so all the gases that are used in manufacturing and in the processing operation, they include the sterilization process. Okay, so the gases that is used and processed, so they includes the sterilization process. Why sterilization process? So as to remove any sort of microbial contaminant, because we all are aware that microorganisms play a very vital role whenever there is any you know things to get contaminated. So to remove those kind of microorganism, it is very important to sterilize the processes. Now comes the compressed air. So in general, compressed air should be supplied by an oil free type compressor, and must be free of oil and oil vapor unless vented directly to a non controlled environment area. It should also be dehumidified to prevent condensation of water vapor. So what is compressed air? So compressed air, whenever you in any of the plant, the compressed air is they are vented off or they are disposed of. So it is very much important. Firstly, the compressed air should be supplied by a oil free type compressor. So there is a type of a oil free compressor, so they are supplied to the compressed air. So it must be free of oil and oil vapor unless the vented directly to a non controlled environmental area. Now comes the breathing air. So breathing air is generally provided for the personal use of working in a hazardous environment. So whenever the workers or the employees, they are working in a hazardous environment means the environment that is full of toxic substances. So for those particular workers and the employees, the personal breathing system is there. So breathing air is generally provided for the personal use, not for the production use. So provided centrally through a breathing air distribution system, or at the local level with the backpack type breathing air unit worn by each person. So as you have already seen a person how they are just using a type of a mask, and they have all the machineries in the backpack you have ever seen. So in this way they are provided with a good type of air, you can say. And these good type of air, they are basically used for distribution of the breathing air for the personal use for the employers. Now coming to the sanitization in manufacturing premises. So see, already in my previous lecture I've already told you that the premises, not premises, the premises means the area where the actually the plant is, that area should be properly sanitized, means the area should be free from any source of microbial contamination. Why I am saying the microbial contamination? Because again, microorganisms play a very important role in contaminating the particular product. Okay, so it is very much important that premises should be clean, the premises should be free from any source of microbial contamination, the premises should be full of sanitization. Okay, so the removal of dirt and other waste material is the objective of sanitization. Okay, so so while achieving this, why they want to achieve this type of objective, means removal of dirt and other waste material, just to minimizes the risk of cross contamination between the product and the area. Means if the product is manufactured and it is placed in a area that is full of contamination, means there is a number of dirt is there, waste material is being there, so there is the risk of cross contamination between the product and the area that is not clean. So to avoid or minimizes the risk of cross contamination, sanitization is there. So it reduces the number of microorganism in a work area. Okay, already told you. Control pests so that these do not affect the quality of material to be used in the manufacturing of the drugs. So continuous means in every industries. Okay, it is under the GMP guidelines also that there should be a regular pest control should be followed, or should be there in each of the plant of any pharmaceutical industries. So why? Because they will check or they will control the pest so that there could be no contamination by the pest. Okay, and they will not contaminate the material or the product that is being manufactured. So cleaning procedure to be followed, including the equipment and materials to be used for cleaning. So cleaning procedure means how CIPs should be there, how to which type of detergent should be used while cleaning the equipment or the materials. It is very much important to check all those cleaning system. So cleaning agent and disinfectant that are used. So cleaning agent, they basically helps to remove the exogenous materials from the surfaces. Disinfectant, what they basically do, so they basically kills the or destroy the pathogenic and other microorganism, and are used to reduce the microbial count in manufacturing area. So we all are aware of these cleaning agent and water disinfectants basically does. So disinfectant, what they are doing, they are just destroying the pathogenic and other microorganisms. Okay, now comes the water for the pharmaceutical use. Again, already told you that water play a very important role. So water is the most widely used material in pharmaceutical manufacturing. So there is a greater volume of water is used in cleaning and rinsing processes. than in the formulation in the most of the facilities. So as already told you that water play a very important role, and it is one of the most important type of a material that is used in manufacturing of any pharmaceutical drug. So water is needed for the dual purpose, for the cleaning purposes, for the rinsing purposes, as well as for cleaning of the utensils and everything, and as well as in the formulation. Okay, so regardless the water volume that is used in actual drug formation, all the pharmaceutical product is subjected to CGMPs even when the water does not remain in the finished product. So it is very much important that all the water, not only for the water that is used, मतलब कहने का यही मतलब है कि वो वाटर जो क्लीनिंग के लिए यूज़ हो रहा है, जो वाटर आपके ड्रग को मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करने के लिए मीन्स फॉर्मुलेशन के लिए ज़रूरत है, सिर्फ उसी वाटर को ट्रीट नहीं करते, जितना भी वाटर फार्मास्यूटिकल इंडस्ट्रीज़ में है सबको क्लीन किया जाता है, and they are subjected to the CGMPs. Now comes the water requirement. So why water is required? So the type of water defined in the pharmacopoeia monograph such as purified water and water for injection, that is are known as the compendile water, and other quality water should be used in manufacturing not defined by USPs or other recognized compendia known as the non-compendile water. So they can ask you what is the difference between the compendile or non-compendile water. So the basically the compendile water are those type of water, they means the water that is purified water or the water that is used for the injections, they are known as compendile. On the other hand, what is non-compendile? So they are basically used in the manufacturing, and they are not basically defined by USP or other recognized compendia. So that is known as compendile water. So this is the sources of water, means from where the water is being collected. So what are the sources of water? So as you can see in the images, rainwater is the one of the most important source. Apart from rainwater, rivers, dams, pond, lakes, well, municipal or civil water purchased in bulk, so all are the sources of water. Okay, so from here the water is being collected. Now comes the fire protection system, means how you protect the fire. The pharmaceutical manufactured facilities are with typically provided with automatic fire suppression and protection system throughout. The provision of specific suppression and protection throughout the facility might be the consequence of a strict code requirement. Okay, so this will not be thing could not be asked in the interviews, so this is an additional thing. The thing that could be asked in the interviews are what is HVAC, and all the utility system could be asked. So we have covered all the utility services. So that brings to the end of the lecture. I hope you have understood the lecture. If you have any doubt, any query, you can leave your queries in the comment section below. In the next lecture, I'll be answering the queries, and you can follow ITLS Academy on different portal. This is our website, that is www.itlsacademy.com. This is our helpline number as well as WhatsApp number. If you have any doubt, any query, you can simply reach to us through this number. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe, and yes, student, don't forget to press the bell icon. Thank you.